2 Popseidon CHIMPS is an achievement in Balloons Tower Defense 6 where you need to complete a game of chimps using just 2 wonderful towers. Today we're going to be doing this with the Popseidon and the Elite Sniper. Or at the very least, I hope so, because this has not been done on this map before. But if I fail either like round 99 or 100, we're going to be doing this on a different map like Spa Pit or Logs even, so that we can do it. But I'm looking to try and do it on this map, because this is a bit more of a difficult map for the Popseidon, because there are limited barriers around these parts. And with that, we can now place down our sniper of the day. You're going to go right there, my friend. Let's see if this holds. Hopefully it shall hold. Put you on strong so that you weaken the strong. Actually, this time we're going to put you on last so that it spreads out the pierce. You go on last, and then, yeah, as we can see here, the Mermonkey is not having any trouble at all getting through all of these blue balloons because they're spread out rather than, let's say, together. Okay, we're going to go to shrapnel shot first, so get that. More than one target being affected by the sniper at all times. Well, at least that's the hope. So why the Elite Sniper? Well, it's a very, very, very rare tower to use in a 2-tower chimp scenario. You never think to yourself, you know what, for a really, really cool scenario, or sorry, an easy scenario, I'm going to do the entire achievement using one tier 5 that costs just over 15k. Yep, just over 15k. Okay, put you on close so that the shrapnel shot affects those over here. We definitely need the top cross path so that A, we could hit DETs, and B, we're able to actually get through round 28 because, well, this is not going to take care of the early les by itself, let's just say that. Put you on strong so that you're always targeting the pink or the yellows. Now it's greens and blues and reds. Brilliant. No failures so far. There have been combinations where this has been done with a super monkey, but to be honest, my skills only enable me to get a... I shouldn't have done that actually. To be able to get myself a heli pilot on this map, but others have been able to put down a super monkey, and I don't know how that kind of microing works, to be honest. Yeah, there are so many people in this community who are far better at this game than I am. Someone's able to do triple Moab with special poperations. Right, this is a very plentiful round. Oh, this is not looking good, and we're gonna die by our mortal enemy, the yellow balloon. There we go, bouncing bullet. The idea is so that you try and delay the advancement of the balloons from this point onwards as much as possible. Don't you dare die to a red balloon, sniper, for goodness sakes. That should be the easiest target to assassinate. So yeah, 22 is our first hurdle. You wouldn't think of that really, but with these 2 towers on the field, it's definitely what you would call possible. And purple balloons have been extinguished. So far, they're not a problem for our Mermonkey, because by default, this has the shatter damage type, which means it cannot pop leads at all. Give this thing an AMD, and it's essentially a normal damage type. AMD stands for acidic mixture dip, which can be applied by the alchemist, or just get an MIB. That's always the best result. When in doubt, get an MIB. Right, who needs full metal jacket when you can get yourself a large caliber sniper? Echo Sense network should always be considered an afterthought since it barely gives any increase in range. It does give a little bit of an increase, but it only works really well when you have 9 other Echo Sense network Mermonkeys. I would like to get supply drop as soon as possible, but I don't think we'll have the damage in which we require in order to get through round 40. So we're going to go with Riptide Champion, and we're going to keep this as a Riptide Champion for a little bit of time. I was thinking maybe round 61 could give us issues with zebra balloons, because when it's Riptide Champion, it's the energy damage type, which means purples and reds are an issue, but when it goes to Arctic Night, then white balloons, zebra balloons, and purple balloons are an issue. Sometimes you gotta really consider yourself, is this upgrade worth it when I've already got something that can pop lead balloons? Round 39. the round that is before round 40, and we're also going to be using the crusher for damage. I think we're going to need it anyway, so... Oh, only 4 damage per trident. That's not what you call very good, and this is not what you call very good either. Come on. That's no... Really, of all things? You were bounced up a little bit sooner there. What was going on? Maybe it's because when you restart the round, it resets the fire rate of the sniper. And here we go, supply drop. With the supply drop, it doesn't increase the fire rate of the sniper itself, but it does increase the pierce for the shrapnel shot and the bouncing bullet aspect. Even though it doesn't say it, but you do notice that in between bouncing bullet and supply drop does go through more balloons. Also, if you go bottom cross path, you do notice that the initial bullet itself does damage lead balloons, but the shrapnel part does not, which is why sharpening stone can still be applied to a supply drop as long as you don't get full metal jacket, because full metal jacket applies the normal damage type to every aspect of its attacks, the bullet and the shrapnel. Here we go, Elite Sniper is now at our disposal, and this has increased fire rate, which is brilliant. Or maybe it's just it enables the sniper to reload faster, which essentially does the same thing anyways. Now, as you'll notice later on, if there are mowers which are grouped together, this does far more damage because of the bouncing bullet aspect being applied until the bullet itself runs out of projectile time, which essentially when it fires out, a projectile has so much time on a screen before the projectile itself dissipates. Every attack has this, where it travels at a certain amount of speed and lasts for a certain amount of time. And I think it's good that projectiles have this kind of limitation, otherwise you have these projectiles on the screen that goes on for forever and clutters up your RAM, your GPU, your CPU, etc. and to a point where your screen becomes entirely blue. How many eyes do I have? Yes, at least 7 of them. Even if they sneak up behind me, I'll be able to see them. Because my 80th goggle is able to see the enemy for me. Right, we are up to Arctic Night. If you notice, both of these towers are the middle path, but one of them you can't even utilize the ability for. Let's take, for example, we got 0. But you could get more money flare balloons by using the Elite Sniper ability. You can use the ability, but it just doesn't give you anything. I think the most it should do in CHIMPS is does some impact damage with the crate itself. That would be funny. Imagine a new combination becoming possible because that the Elite Sniper's cash crate actually does impact damage. That would be hilarious. How did you do this particular combination? Well, I hope and prayed that when I initiate the ability from the Elite Sniper, it just damages them by bonking it with the crate itself. And maybe even stuns, I don't know. Right, hopefully the purple balloons do not make it to the point where it's gonna deny this from being able to attack balloons, but... Okay, you only heard once or twice the purple immunity kicking in. Okay, I do need to not use the ability. We'll use this instead. Gives it a little bit of damage, even though it doesn't look like it does anything. Okay, so Elite Sniper is able to solo round 63. And this is something that the top cross path can't say that it can do. Right, we'll put you on strong and hopefully we'll be able to whittle down the fortified ones enough so that you can destroy them. Or you're going to destroy them, actually. Yeah, for the majority of the rounds, this is going to be doing all of the damage. But when it comes to the later part of the game, this will overtake when it comes to the amount of damage. So we've got multiple BFBs here, but you'll notice that it is very, very quick in taking them out because of the bouncing bullet aspect. So flare balloons, what was the round that gave you the most trouble in the early game? Round 22. Ready? That round with a bunch of yellow balloons and pink balloons? Yes, what were you using at the time? 1 sniper and 1 mermonkey. Oh, I think that's where your problem is. Arctic Night ability does wonders on this map at very, very specific points. Like sometimes you could be a hair off from maximizing the damage capabilities of this ability to the point where you're missing out on thousands of damage. And I'm talking about when it upgrades to Popseidon. I think it's probably just hundreds when it comes to the Arctic Knight. What's nice about the Elite Sniper is that it largely renders regrow balloons useless when it comes to their regrow aspect, because it fires so quickly on them and it does a large amount of damage, and especially when they're grouped up when the bouncing bullet aspect applies. As long as it's not out-pierced, it could just wipe them all out. Put you on strong, but you will receive much more damage when these fortified ceramic comes out. Well, sorry, ceramics, plural, flare balloons, plural. Now, how are we going to fare on this round? I think I should leave these till last, but we're going to have a hard time with this first fortified Moab. Nope, that's fine, but then there's this little issue here. Hopefully, yeah, you can take care of the rest. They're grouped up, so that's not going to be a problem. Brilliant. Okay, round 76. Clear that up. Clear it up. Yeah, we needed a crusher for that one. I feel like we're going to have a population overgrowth. Come on, bouncing bullet. I'm going to really need you, especially when they're all cuddled together like one big happy family. No, 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 no. I'm going to need you to take care of those yellow balloons. Thank you. And those ones. I'm telling you, yellow balloons are very dangerous. If you don't believe me, then the previous deaths on this video should serve as an example of why you should never ever mess with yellow balloons or allow them to get to the exit. There's a reoccurring meme and theme and consequence on this channel. I'm going to put you on strong so you're targeting the BFB. Hopefully the purple balloons don't make their way to the Arctic Knight. Yeah, they're being dealt with. There's not enough of them to go through our amazing amount of pierce with the sniper. Not a huge amount of damage, but the damage we deliver is enough. Okay, gotta keep you on first. You should have a lot of damage. Yes! This is brilliant. I love this so far. We're utilizing a very underused tower, but I can see why it's underused. It's more for support and clearing up hordes of weaker balloons rather than being a Moab killer. But this, I am fine with. Arctic Knight ability? Okay. I think that did a bit more than what I wanted it to do. I kind of want the ability to be back around 80. Not in time, though. And we're 1K. Oh, no. 995 away from Popseidon. I feel like this is going to be the toughest ZMG of the game because we're not at Popseidon yet. Does good amount of damage, but we're going to need a second Arctic Knight ability to get through this turtle with a top hat. All we need now is a monocle skin, and we are truly British in this game. We've got the flag, we've got top hat, now we just need the monocle. Here we go, gone down, and this should all be cleared out without an Arctic Knight ability. Yeah, I wasn't speaking too soon on that one, and you take care of that. Lovely! Popseidon is ours. After that, just a little bit of a range boost and we are there with our upgrades. Doesn't matter how much money we can get now, we have nothing else to buy. Hopefully you'll be able to clear up all of these Moabs here. Hopefully. Zebra balloon is a weakness because the initial shot of the Popseidon's trident is weaker than the wave that it produces, which is really annoying because it can leave a single zebra balloon, which is, well, a target in which this cannot pop with either its ability or its attack. It used to be able to, but then Ninja Kiwi decided to choose Armageddon and give this thing one of the biggest nerfs it's ever had. It's ice, but it's also magical ice, so purple balloons do have a bit more of an incentive on the field, and white balloons for that matter. But I will keep you on first because the single zebra balloon issue is an issue. I do not like it. And sometimes you leave a single ceramic elite sniper, whereas you sometimes feels like you insta-kill the other super ceramics inside of a Moab. We're going to use these boxes and cards as a means for the icicle balls, in which this produces to keep bouncing off, but it's not always consistent. Right, just like round 85, but with 2 more, and each of them have a bit more HP and a bit more speed. Everybody's best friend. 2 of them have been downgraded, which is good. Spread them out. Ensure that not all of them are attempted to be downgraded all at once, because sometimes you do run into pierce issues if you try and pop them all at the same time. Elite targeting is a bit of a weird specimen, because I think the priority where it kicks back into first by default only happens when a balloon is within the last 25% of its journey to the exit of the map. But then at other times it feels like it doesn't kick in, or maybe sometimes you do have the camo prioritization on, so regardless of the targeting that you have at that given point in time, it targets the first thing along the track with the camo status. Luckily this thing does bonus damage against camo balloons, but it feels a little bit on the useless side against DDTs, but then again I'd rather take the extra camo damage anyways. Just make sure to keep your DDTs camofied for that bonus damage. But if you're relying on that bonus damage to take them down, then that's really a lot of the problems in which you're having. Right, how do we fare against DDTs? Hopefully very well. Hopefully very well. We do have a small glimpse of certain targets along this way with a Popseidon. Maybe I should have had you slightly more to the left so you have a bit more of a chance of hitting something that is over here. Just for that initial damage. That's a lot of damage. But Popseidon is starting to catch up to the Elite Sniper. Even though it doesn't look like it, it definitely is, and truly well is. Activate the ability there, get rid of all these fortified Moabs, just like so. And that just leaves you non-fortified turtles. I really don't get the targeting on this sometimes, because it didn't even target those MGs, but it targeted the BFBs, which is really strange. Right, let's just take all of these out in almost one foul swoop. Hope it doesn't remove all of them, because I'd like this to be available on round 94, which looks like it's going to be the case in all this. Fortified Moabs, go down please. This is really bad against a single super fortified ceramic. It can't do much against it, so if that is our only target which is going to get away from us, then that is a big problem for later on. But initiate the ability there, and sometimes they do bounce back and forth between these boxes and the cars and tires. And I've forgotten what this thing was called now, my apologies. Round 94 coming to a close. Round 95, and hopefully not a single purple balloon makes its way to a Popseidon. But when the DTs appear, this is going to absolutely crush them all, just like that. But the fortified DTs are going to be another thing, because they are twice as tough. Now you could say that we could just use the ability to completely annihilate the round, but we may need that ability to initially damage the bad, so we have enough damage on the bad to take care of the bad. Just the ZMGs left with the ability on cooldown. This should be a breeze, yeah. Goodness sakes, look at a bouncing bullet in work here. You can see how many of them that they go through, which is really nice. Moabs go down, ceramics go away, and here is the second most quantifiable round when it comes to the amount of RBE per target. So fortified ZMGs is the second toughest enemy you have to face in a game of chimps. I think we'll just leave it up to the Popseidon and do the remaining damage which we need in order to take care of these things, but they are starting to get quite far along the track, which is a big problem. Can we do this? Yeah, we can do it. It's up to you, Elite Sniper, to clear the rest, but that's not needed apparently. Okay, round 98. I do need to use the ability on this round, but not too late, otherwise we won't have it for, well, the remaining parts of the game where we might actually really need it. Okay, put you on last for just a little bit. Do that initial bit of damage against the backmost targets. Keep you on there. I'm going to switch you to elite, actually. Hopefully this is what I require. Oh, single targets. This is really bad against. I'm going to have to... No, put you on first. That was my bad there. I'm going to leave you to damage the ZOMGs first. Okay, now that all of them are out, hopefully these fortified balloons are not going to be issue. Oh my god, look at how many zebras this thing creates! This is a zebra making machine! Or demigod. Alright, that's all of the fortified balloons taken care of, which is really, really nice. But now that just leaves the round 99 problem here. Are we going to be able to take this round out without using an ability? I hope not. But the way the things are going right now, that... oh my... No. Pop it! Oh, thank goodness for that! Brilliant! We've got the ability for round 100. Okay, we're in a really strong position here to do this round, but we're not dealing a huge amount of damage. Maybe I should have changed this thing's position where I fire its magical ice balls now, however you want to call it. Does a little bit of damage with its default attack, which is really nice. So that's not looking too grand. And it's not even bandaged. Hopefully we can do the majority of the damage while it's up here. Right, use the ability there. Its fins are bandaged. Its tail's bandaged, which is a good sign. That's a really, really good sign. That's a brilliant sign, actually. If we can use the ability again just before this thing pops, that'll be pretty good. Pretty good, I mean. Use it again. Okay, the DDTs are taken care of, but I don't think we've got enough damage in. Oh my... Yeah! Oh, that zebra at the end. Bloody hell. That zebra gave me a heart attack. Done round 99 and 100 on my first try. That's brilliant. That is really, really good. That is excellent. I love it. I absolutely love it. Thank you all so much for watching, everybody. Let me know what you thought of the video down in the comment sections below. Honestly, I thought I'll be stuck on round 9900 for what feels like hours, because I've been testing this in the background and I could not, for the life of me, find a way to be able to go through this scenario without always lacking some kind of damage. So you're positioning with the Popseidon's ability when it comes to being able to either target the first most target or whatever target its targeted priority has at the time, or just give it a targeted position to fire its ability down. And utilizing the boxes, the cars, the crusher, tires, a balloon chipper, that's what its name is, balloon chipper. Everything just manages to make do that. I thought I did the ability slightly too early or late with that last one, which is why I thought those ZMGs were going to escape. For goodness sakes, that zebra balloon gave me a heart attack. So thank you all so much for watching, everybody. Let me know what you thought of the video down in the comment section below. I might have done that already actually with that screenshot, but thank you all so much for watching, and see you all in the next time. Please be sure to use my creator support code whenever you're in the store. That helps me out a ton, and I'm thoroughly appreciative to each and every single one of you that have been using my creator support code. Thank you all so much for watching, and have a lovely day, everybody.